Hi, my name is Michelle Booker, and I just want to share a little bit about my story. I was raised in a Christian home. My mom brought me to church. Every time the doors were open, I was there. And at a very young age, I found myself having what I considered a deep relationship with Christ. And I was about 10 years old when I decided that I wanted to be a missionary. And I just remember sharing with my church camp that I thought that he was going to use me in some big way. And as I got into high school, several just events take place. Things from everything from my parents' divorce to I just found that one thing at a time started to pile up, and I noticed that God was becoming less and less real to me. And it wasn't one single event, but I noticed that one thing I can look back now and see is that the devil is just very good at what he does. And there was one thing that really just changed me, and that was a man that was very close to me. He was kind of like a father figure that my dad wasn't. And he was one of the strongest people I know that was just strong in the Lord. He loved God with all his heart, and just everyone knew it. And that man got cancer at 30 years old, and he passed away. And I was just really angry with God and wondering how on earth could he allow something like this to happen. And so going throughout high school, I just became more and more angry in my heart, and just kind of let go of who I thought God was, and just church became something that I went to please my mom, and I no longer had a desire to follow God. But I started looking into schools to come to for college, and my sister, of course, already went here. She went to Olivet, and so I decided that I was so lost in my depression, and at one point I even reached a point where I attempted suicide once 2 years ago. And again last winter. It was my first semester here at Olivet, and you would think coming to a Christian school that you would just have it all together, and I thought that for me that meant that somehow God would forgive some of the sins I had committed in high school. And so finally I reached a point where it was February 14th of this year, and I was at my home church, and I was very angry with God for some news I had just found out. And I had just reached the point where I decided that I didn't understand his plan. I didn't understand why he did the things he did, and I thought that I was somehow being punished for the person I had become. And in that moment, a song started to play, and it just really spoke to my heart, and God just really got my attention and said, "Why are you crying? I love you. This whole time you've just been running away from me." And I realized in that moment just how much he really did love me. And from that day forward, he's done some crazy things in my life. And now I found that that original plan he had for me at 10 years old wasn't just a kid's dream, but he's going to use me to do mission work. And honestly, I don't know what all he has in store for me, but I know that he's going to do great things. And that's my story.